My whole thing with the Switch 2 is that I find myself honestly just less and less excited about modern games, and like the Switch I already don't own a lot of titles for. Most of them are Platinum games actually that I own, and then like ports of past games like No More Heroes 1 and 2. So I already didn't get. I don't know. I already own those on Steam, so I didn't buy them on Switch.
They're better on the Switch. I just want to say that it's really good.
Oh well, but I like using mouse and keyboard for KOTOR 1.
Whatever. Continue.
Anyway, so I just said that to tilt you, but anyway, mission accomplished. But no, actually, no, it's fine. It's fine on mouse and keyboard. KOTOR 1's fine on mouse and keyboard.
It's garbage.
Okay, I just want to say you sound like a vampire right now, Cosmic, because it's like in stories when a vampire's like, I wish I could die. Like it's too not. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying. Let me finish the analogy.
Whoa.
It's like, wait, no. Let me finish the analogy.
I like Cosmic. I think he should live.
I like him too. Wait, no.
Hot take. No. I think Cosmic should keep living.
Hot take.
That is the most foul.
Oh, it's a hot take because if I were dead, my body would be cold.
Yes, you get it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
my brain.
Okay,
We're saving it. We're saving it.
Yeah. You see it.
All right, Cole, go for it.
Yeah.
But you're like a vampire where it's just like life isn't the same anymore. Life is boring me, you know, like that kind of thing. Like you're saying that about video games. You're like, video games bore me now. I've played too many. I know the good ones. I've already played them. They've already been made. There can't be new good video games, you know?
Or is that like what's happening?
I actually just think that honestly my tastes are just a little bit specific, I think, is really what I'm getting at. And I really
You're saying you don't like any of these?
A lot of I can't tell what all of those are, so
don't worry, you can read them because my camera is good enough that you actually can read them.
I'm not excited about any of those. So let me put it this way, okay? So a lot of like big AAA or like quadruple A or whatever the fuck they are, right? Yeah, Penta A. Stuff is really not on my radar, and it's kind of hard for me to get excited about even stuff that is probably within my tastes, like Doom: The Dark Ages. I kind of find myself being like, whatever about that. But like I bought Sorry We're Closed the other day, which is an indie game that's basically like a very like it's basically gay Silent Hill, honestly. But it's very like queer-coded Silent Hill. Yeah, that's true. But like there's a lot of like fantastical imagery in it, and there's a lot of like really cool visuals in it alongside
hey, what kind of visuals?
Gameplay. It's specifically paintings on the walls that are meant to evoke like the 1800s paintings of angels. But it's like the artists in that game's own take on that.
So not gay
and
sex.
it's alongside
like biblically accurate.
Well, kind of, yeah, biblically accurate, but also like the painting of like Lucifer doing one of these numbers while he's like after he's fallen from heaven.
Actually, exactly what painting you're talking about.
Fucking Lucifer hitting the nay-nay.
I he's know exactly what painting you're talking about.
When my buddy Lucy was throwing it back, you know.
Yeah, he was throwing it back, yeah. But
okay.
So, but it's alongside these relationships and everything that are clearly a part of the developers, like big part of the developers' way that they interface with the world. It's alongside gameplay that is like their own take on Silent Hill mechanics as well. So like not only do they have like typical survival horror stuff where you're probably meant to dodge enemies a lot of the time, they also give you enough ammo to do like weak point shooting a lot, because the main character has a third eye that she acquires. And the way that it's sort of an evolution of the nightmare versus the real world that protagonists in Silent Hill deal with, where you can be walking through like a dilapidated like train station, right? But then when you open your third eye, you'll see like the non-nightmare version of that part of the world. So in like real time, your character will just walk and it'll just slowly like, and it's in like a radius around her, right? And it's just a very interesting game. I would look up like a trailer
and
for it.
Basically,
There's a lot of
AAA games
interesting
are not interesting, and they're cringe and bad and dumb.
Well, I think it's that they're not as experimental. They're very safe, and I think that there's a reason behind that, which is mostly like these executives want to make money, right? And obviously, indie developers want to make money. I would argue that the way that people see indie games as like, oh, these are the cheap games that I can buy is also a little wrong. Because like the developer for Psycho Patrol R, people were getting on him about like making his early access like $34.99, and he was like, look guys, it's an indie game. If anything, you should actually pay more to support the indie developer. You know? And people gave him like crap for that. And I'm like, so you just want like every Dave in a suit or every Bob in a suit to like be the ones that decide what kind of games we get for the rest of time? Like, I don't know, man, maybe you should give more money to indie developers if you don't want that to be the case. But I am very excited for the future of like AA. And even as like budgets for indie games grow, like I think honestly right now, like Supergiant is probably the best company to work for right now.
I can see that.
And
people who made
I'm
Hades.
I'm very excited for like Hades 2. I haven't invested in the early access because I'm not huge on roguelikes really, just in general, even though they're definitely like up my alley. But I already played Hades 1. I'm not sure if I want to play Hades 2 right now. Maybe when it actually fully releases, but they are still like innovating and like obviously to an extent developers that are on AAA or quadruple A or whatever the fuck projects are required to innovate to some degree, but a lot of it is very just for lack of a better phrase, a lot of it is just too clean, right? For my taste, a lot of it is just does not have enough like grit to it, or just doesn't have enough like
soul,
not enough risk taking. And I mean, you can make soulful like clean stuff. Like I feel like there's a lot of like passion and soul behind like the Resident Evil remakes,
like Pokemon,
right? I feel like there's the Resident Evil remakes. I feel like have a lot of passion behind those. And I mean the Persona 3 Reload, like the remake for that. I didn't play it, but like I've seen plenty of footage for it, and I've heard it's really fucking good.
I've played
it. And but it is also at the same time
the
like
same game that we've already played.
It's also a Persona 5ification of all the visuals, right?
Yeah.
So there's a push and pull there. But every time like I watch most things at these like game showcases, I just kind of go, well, I'm certain this is going to be a good game. I don't know if it's one that I really want to buy though. So I kind of just go back and forth on this. Like I'm much more interested in just kind of playing games that like are older, or games that are by people that, I mean, I guess for lack of a better phrase, people that kind of have something to say, or people that have something to lose. And people that want to experiment, and people that want to synthesize something. And even if I don't end up liking it fully, you know, there's games that I think people are just too obsessed with games being 10 out of 10s anymore. Like if you give me like
people need to play more dog shit.
That's what I say.
Well,
if you give me like a
6 is good, a 5, a 6, like that's quality time.
A 6,
fine.
You're not mad about it.
An 8 out of 10 is like a damn good game, right? Like, but I don't know. People just always want this clean as a whistle shit. They always want things that call back to stuff from like when they were in middle school or whatever.
Astrobot.
Astrobot. Substance referential garbage is just like such a big part of the industry anymore. And it's so weird. Like, I don't know, man. We're not going to get the next Mario or the next Dante or the next Scooby-Doo unless we make room for people to make new IPs like this.